up, YouTube? I'm Teddy.
And I'm Casey.
And welcome back to the Inside Net. And, yeah. Let's talk about...
You and me. Let's talk about ABC. Okay.
Let's talk about...
The good things that
Let's talk about scary stories that we know. That we experienced or we know, right? Let's talk about that.
Alright.
You want to go first?
Do I want to go first? Yeah, sure. Alright, so there was this one night.
Scary stories usually start at night.
Yeah. Well, not really, right? Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do. So this one night, I was real I was drunk. I think I was drunk.
If you think you were drunk, you were drunk.
Okay. Nah, I wasn't drunk. So this one night, I was sleeping in my bed. It was real late. I think it was around like 7.
In the morning?
No, I think it was around it was around probably like 12.
So like midnight, after midnight.
12:30, yeah, around there.
After midnight, alright.
And I started going to sleep because I was watching a movie and I was getting tired of it. I was like, alright, whatever. So I ended up watching another movie and I stayed up until around like 2:30.
2:30.
And I started falling asleep. And you know that one movie where I think it's Emily Rose, Exorcist of Emily Rose?
Oh, yeah.
Where she wakes up at 3 o'clock and she smells like this burnt, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I felt that way. I was like, fuck. So I started smelling. It's like, nah, you don't smell nothing now. I was like, oh. And then all of a sudden, I would get a whiff of like burnt. I was like, what the fuck?
And I started. In the back of your head, it's like, dude.
Yeah, what the fuck? And I started sweating. I was like, fuck, man. And I was tripping out. And so I fell asleep. And I woke up in my dream, and I thought I was awake.
I hate those fucking dreams.
I hate those dreams too. And I thought I was awake, so I walked. I got out of my room. I walked outside. Going into the kitchen, and then after that, I woke up, but my eyes were closed still, and I felt somebody holding my mouth down, and it was the weirdest feeling ever. That like I couldn't like wake up because I felt like somebody was holding my mouth down. I couldn't get up.
Yeah, you felt paralyzed. You felt strapped down. And shit.
And I was like, fuck. I don't know what to do. So I thought I was in a coma. I was like, fuck, man, I'm in a coma. I'm dead.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah, what happened? So I was in that state, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to fall asleep and then try to wake up. So I fell asleep, and I woke up the next morning. And I was like, fuck, man.
Fuck. So you didn't even like wake up the same night? Fuck, dude, I would have gave up my life.
Shit.
I would have like life's over, man. I'm going back to sleep.
And I think that's happened to me like once or twice. No, probably like twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was weird. It was crazy.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I don't like those that's
scary stories.
That's like spiritual. I don't know. That's just weird.
That shit is weird as fuck, dude. I understand. That used to happen to my aunt.
Yeah.
My aunt used to fucking wake up and she said she would want to scream, but she can't scream.
Yeah, that used to
happen. Like something was holding her down. She couldn't move or nothing.
My friend, she said that usually happened to her too. I was like,
yeah. And
then when she asked me that never happened to me before, and I was like, no.
And then you experienced it.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, dude, I know what you're talking about. It's crazy.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy.
I think for me, one of the scariest things that's happened to me is When I used to live in the apartments, if you look back at the videos, we've done a lot of videos where I talk about the apartments I used to live in. I swear to God, my fucking house, either I was haunted or my house was haunted. Something was fucking haunted.
Probably the house, because if you're haunted, I'm about to leave.
Because that shit was crazy, right? Because I feel like I was the only one experiencing shit, right? And I remember one day, it was a lot. It happened a lot of nights, but what would happen is, so the room was big, but there was 5 of us in there. Right, and we had 2 bunk beds, and the bunk beds they were so stupidly designed, but I guess it was like for storage or whatever. But what it was a bunk bed, right? And in between the top bunk and the bottom bunk, there was a bunch of shelves and drawers, and the bottom bunk will slide out.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the bottom bunk was a slide out bed, and I would sleep on that bottom bed. And every night I would wake up, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and my brother liked keeping the door open. And to this day, I fucking hate keeping the door open.
Hell yeah, I always keep my door closed.
My door is always closed. If my door is open, even like a fucking crack, I can't sleep. I can't stay in the room. So my door is always closed, right? But my brother liked having the door open because the way the room was set up, if the door was open just enough, like breeze will come in through the window and leave through the door. So it'll feel fucking bomb, right? But I hated it.
Scary at the same time.
I hated it, dude. And so I was laying there, and like I can't remember how many times it happened, but it happened frequently. And well, what it was is the door was open, and I would see somebody's head like stick out like this much, and the head, it was just the head and like a shoulder, and it would stick out like this much, and it would stare at me. And what it was is like it wasn't like tall, but it wasn't too short. It was like a little bit above the doorknob. And this character had like straight hair, and it was like long, and it was kind of like in a like a mushroom cut, like a bowl cut.
Like a bowl cut.
Yeah. And I don't know what the fuck it was. The first night I was like, what the fuck? Because there's something that I thought something was like hanging in the hallway, right? Like you know how like parents like put like shit hanging. So the first night I didn't care, but then the second night, like
Door closed. All right.
Cool. That's like every other night, like I would realize what I was staring at. What was staring at me, right? And it came to the point where like I couldn't stop staring and I couldn't move.
Oh shit.
So like any little movement will feel weird. I feel like whatever was standing at the door wants to come in. It's just waiting for me to give it a sign or something, right? And that's probably one of the scariest things that I've experienced is staring at this thing while it was staring at me. You know,
Fuck,
I don't know what it was. To this day, I don't know what I was seeing. I don't know. And the house I'm in right now, it's they say it's haunted because there was a little kid right here that lived next door. He got run over by a car. He died here.
Oh shit.
And they had a little memorial thing in front of the house next to us, but they tore it down because they sold the house. And as they were tearing it down, we were mad because it's a memorial for the little kid.
Oh, okay.
They built a little thing out of cement, like it looked like a little house, and inside of it had all his pictures and like a bunch of toys and shit that they were. And the people that lived in the house, they were evicted. So everything that was in there, they didn't even try to figure out whose it was, why it was there,
They
stuff
just
like
tore
that.
that shit down?
They tore it down. They threw all the toys away, everything, right?
That sucks.
So it sucks because I feel like there was no closure, right? So that happened, and in the same house before they lived there, an old man died, and nobody noticed because he lived by himself.
Damn.
Crazy shit happens here. You know, I have doors opening, I have lights turning on and off and shit like that. And
really?
yeah, and I've seen it. I've seen the little kid. I've seen him in my restroom, in the hallway. I was by myself. I was getting ready to go to work, so I was brushing my teeth, and I looked into the mirror, and in the mirror you could see yourself, and you could see the sink.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of the sink, I saw little hands on the head, food like sticking up like this. And I was trying to look into the mirror, like it looked like he was curious and stuff. And the only thing I could do is close my fucking eyes. I just closed my eyes, and I was like, I didn't just see what I just saw, right? And I opened my eyes, and it was gone. And I was like, oh, fuck. Not this shit again, right? Because I've experienced it before.
Do you think it's the same kid or is it a different kid?
No, because the kid that I watched at night was taller. He was taller than the sink. So it's something else, right? And I've told all my friends and stuff like that, and they know it's not a bad spirit because bad spirits play with you. And the kid doesn't. You know, he I feel like it's a spirit, like it's a spirit, but it's just curious, you know. So the lights will turn on and off, you know.
Hey, what's this?
Yeah, like the lights will turn on and off, you know, stuff like that. And I remember one night I came home and nobody was here. The craziest shit happens when nobody's here and I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like nobody was here. It was dark as fuck, and I was like, "Where the hell's everybody at?" You know. And I was like, "All right, whatever." I walked into my house. I turned on the first light. I went into the kitchen. I turned on that light. I grabbed the cup, and as I was pouring water, I had to take a piss because you know how fucking noise makes you take a piss. I was like, "Oh damn, I take a piss." So I put the water on top of the thing, and I ran down the hall, and I turned on that light, and I looked into the restroom in the hallway. I was like, "Fuck that restroom," and I went into my restroom. This right here is a restroom, right? So I came in here, I closed the door, and I turned on my room light, and I went in there and I took a piss. I was like, I came out, and that door was a little bit open, and all the lights in the house were off. Every single light that I turned on was off. I was like, I don't run through this house in the dark. I don't do that
Yeah.
shit. So I was like,
I don't
fuck
do
this. I closed the door and I waited till somebody came home. Fuck that. So I don't know.
Fuck
I don't
my
know.
water. I don't need that shit.
Fuck my water.
I
I'll
don't need
stay
that
thirsty.
shit. Yeah, fuck it.
But yeah, crazy shit.
That is crazy. So no, I don't have any of those. That's probably one of no. Let's see. I mean, there was a part in where I was sleeping where, you know, you I can't sleep with my feet out. They always have to be tucked in.
Dude.
And this one night I was sleeping and my feet were hanging out. And I was moving them so I can cover them. So I covered them, and then I don't know why, but I felt something tugging my cover. So it tugged it, and then my foot was uncovered again. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And I started sweating again. I don't know why, but when I get fucking scared, I start sweating. Like,
Hell yeah,
I just
fuck it.
and I covered them again. I was like, alright, cool. I fell back asleep, and then they did it again. I was like, fuck, dude. And there's a point where I was so scared that I was like, you know what? I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking mad.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, leave me alone. Like in my head though.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to scream and shit because I'm not crazy. Just a little bit. But yeah,
No.
yeah, fuck. It was tripping me out. So I grabbed the whole fucking cover and I wrapped it. I wrapped myself in a fucking like burrito and
Like
shit.
a blood.
Yeah, like a blood.
I mean a burrito.
So I did that and I fell asleep like this.
Yeah.
I fell asleep. So after that I was just
But I don't know. Fool. I remember the first time we moved out of the apartment, we lived in this house, old beat up house. It was a 2-story house. It was divided into 2 houses. There was 2
Okay,
houses, one at the top and one at the bottom. So
Upstairs, downstairs.
we had 2 neighbors, right? And we lived my room. I've always had the biggest room because I had to share with somebody. So it was me and my youngest brother, and I was on the phone with my friend. I was on the phone. It's in the middle of the night. It's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was on the phone talking with her, and all of a sudden, something tugs on my foot, like grabs my foot like this, tugs on it. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I turned around. I was getting ready to kick, and it was my brother, my little brother standing there, staring at me. And I was like, "What the fuck? What do you want?" He looked at me. He's like, "Move." I was like, "What the fuck?" He move. I was like, "All right," and I moved out the way. Right. He grabs the pillow. He looks at me. He slams it on the floor. Like, what the fuck?
that's fucking crazy.
And then he crawls back into bed. And my friend, she's like, what's happening? What's going on? I was like, my fucking brother did the scariest shit in the world right now. Like, and I explained it to her, and she's like, what the fuck? Now I'm not gonna be able to sleep. Like, what the fuck? I'm in the same room with this motherfucker, you know? And I was like, what the hell's happening, you know? And I didn't hear him crawl out of bed. And that bed makes a lot of fucking noise. Because we built it. It's the one right there. It's one of these.
One of these?
Yeah,
Shit.
and we built those beds like out of wood and stuff. Like we made them, and they squeak a lot. I didn't hear him fucking get up, and
Fuck.
that shit fucking scared me. And then I was like, and
That's crazy.
I positioned myself to where I could see him. Like I was no longer like not facing him.
I'm
I
watching
was
you.
looking at him still on the
I'm
phone.
watching you.
And then like me and her stopped talking for a little bit, and like it was an awkward silence. And then my brother does this the fucking Undertaker fucking gets up. He gets up. He says like some crazy like he just fucking goes back to sleep. I was like,
Wait, was his eyes open or was
no,
it
he was asleep.
Oh, he was asleep.
He was asleep. And I was
If
like,
his eyes was open, that's
and I don't even know how I slept for the rest of the year. I have no idea.
You're over here like this.
Dude, that shit was the creepiest. That was like, if I didn't recognize, I would have kicked that fool in the face.
Damn, that's crazy. I remember all the scary shit. It's got me all like.
Hey guys, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video. Also, we appreciate that a lot. You know, we're trying to build up a subscribe base right here, and yeah, leave suggestions on the bottom what you guys want to hear us talk about and stuff like that. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.
Laters.